Be prepared. We are standing beneath a rare alignment, one written about in both the stars and the scriptures. The moon and Venus are joining hands in the heavens, and their dance is not just cosmic, it is prophetic. For those with eyes to see, this moment echoes the mystery of the 144,000, the chosen ones spoken of in the book of Revelation. Not a mere number, but a code of vibration, a symbol of souls sealed in light, marked by purpose, set apart to carry the divine frequency through a darkening world. These are the ones who awaken in the middle of chaos, whose very existence reminds creation that heaven still moves through human hearts. The 144,000 do not represent separation, but remembrance, a restoration of those who remember who they are and why they came. And if you are reading this now, it is not coincidence. You have been called to stand among them, not as one who watches the prophecy unfold, but as one who fulfills it. Before we go deeper, take this moment as a sign of alignment. If this message resonates with something ancient inside you, subscribe to this channel and comment 999 below, not just as a number, but as your manifestation code, a sacred declaration that you are ready to awaken the light within you. Every 999 is an echo of completion, the end of an old cycle, and the birth of divine purpose. By engaging consciously, you activate the frequency of alignment. This is your moment to rise with the called, not the crowd. Now, listen carefully, because the same celestial alignment that awakens the chosen can also seduce the unaware. The moon and Venus together create a beauty that blinds as much as it reveals. Everyone calls it serene, harmonious, divine. But the truth is, not all light brings healing. Some light exposes what we've been pretending not to see. Beneath the charm of this conjunction, another energy begins to stir. Spiritual narcissism, a silent shadow dressed in radiance. And if you are spiritually sensitive, you've already felt it moving through the collective field. The quiet unrest, the mirror of ego wrapped in the language of light. This is why discernment becomes your armor now. The conjunction does not attack, it deceives. It whispers rather than warns. It doesn't say, "You're lost," it says, "You're enlightened." It makes you believe you are glowing when you are only performing. No one is immune, not the seekers, not the teachers, not the ones who speak of humility while craving applause. Over the next few days, you'll see it everywhere. People glowing with borrowed light, speaking with polished wisdom, radiating a peace that somehow feels empty when you stand too close. Like a flawless painting that gives off no warmth, their light does not heal. It hypnotizes. Understand this: the moon reflects truth, Venus seduces it. Together they create an illusion of divinity, a soft, shimmering veil that can either reveal your soul or feed your ego. The difference lies in your heart. How do you feel when you encounter someone's energy? Inspired or subtly diminished? Expanded or quietly drained? That's the test. The moon and Venus, in their sacred meeting, force us to distinguish between authentic light and artificial glow. They show us who shines for connection and who performs for validation. So be vigilant, beloved soul. The ones who seem the most divine right now may be the ones most disconnected from their spirit. But this isn't about judgment, it's about recognition. If someone triggers you, pause before you defend, because that reaction isn't punishment, it's revelation. The moon and Venus are not exposing you to shame you. They are showing you what still needs healing. Every irritation, every projection, every need for approval is part of the divine mirror held before you. The pain does not come from being attacked, it comes from being revealed. When the mirror shows you what you've hidden, don't run. Look. That discomfort is sacred. It's the voice of your soul saying, "Here lies the wound, and here begins the healing." This alignment is not just a celestial event, it's an initiation, a purging of illusion so truth can rise. The 144,000 were not chosen for perfection. They were chosen for endurance. They walked through the fire not to escape it, but to carry the light through it. And now that same fire stands before you. The moon reflects everything you still need to see. The Venus light whispers, will you keep pretending or will you awaken? Your answer determines what kind of light you will become, the kind that blinds or the kind that heals. This is the first gate. Step through with honesty, and the heavens themselves will know your name. You've stepped through the first gate. The alignment has begun its silent work, and now the reflection deepens. This is the phase where the light starts bending around you, revealing what's been hiding beneath the surface of your glow. Under this Moon-Venus fusion, everything polished will be tested, and everything authentic will be refined in gold. The energy is not here to destroy, but to differentiate, to separate the performance from the presence, the performer from the prophet. Over the next days, listen not only with your ears, but with your energy. You'll notice certain voices rise to prominence, voices that sound wise, melodic, eloquent, yet something in you will know they're hollow. You'll feel the vibration of truth missing beneath the rhythm of their words. That's because this alignment has made language itself dangerous. The same words that once awakened can now deceive. Venus wraps speech in beauty. The moon charges it with emotion. Together they can make even emptiness sound profound. Watch how the collective begins to echo the same phrases: vibration, frequency, ascension, detachment, higher self. Words once sacred, now repeated so often they start to lose meaning. You'll see people using spiritual vocabulary to build walls of superiority, not bridges of compassion. They talk about awakening, yet they are asleep within their own reflection. They speak of love, yet secretly crave control. They wear humility as performance, not as practice. This is the veil the cosmos is tearing apart. True wisdom doesn't shimmer to attract attention. It hums quietly with resonance. It's not afraid of silence or questions. It lives in how someone listens, how they handle misunderstanding, how they treat others when no one else is watching. Venus loves glamour, but the moon loves truth. And right now, truth is stripping glamour naked. Those who preach light but secretly worship their image will find their reflection fracturing. The ones who once commanded admiration will now face the weight of their own contradictions. You will begin to see it clearly, the difference between those who use light to guide and those who use it to manipulate. The moon's reflection leaves nowhere to hide. The conjunction doesn't punish, it clarifies. And in that clarity, every falsehood crumbles quietly. The people who boast of unity while sowing subtle division, the ones who perform compassion while whispering judgment, all will find their masks slipping beneath this glow. Because the moon and Venus are not fooled by appearance. They magnify energy, not image. Remember, the divine doesn't ask for perfection. It asks for purity of intention. You are not required to appear enlightened. You are invited to be real, to cry when the heart aches, to admit confusion, to stay curious when certainty feels seductive. Because real light doesn't hide in phrases, it breathes through humility. The chosen are not those who never fall. They are the ones who fall in public and still return to grace. So in these days, guard your perception. Don't be hypnotized by charisma or eloquence. Feel the texture of energy beneath the tone. Ask yourself, does this expand me or drain me? Does it lead me closer to truth or deeper into admiration? The difference will be subtle, but unmistakable. And if you find these words reaching you in this moment, if you feel the soft weight of their truth resting on your heart, it means you are awakening your discernment, the greatest weapon of the light bearer. Do not fear this confrontation with illusion. The cosmos is not accusing you, it's inviting you. Every false light revealed makes room for the real one to rise. As this energy ripens, the sacred mirror turns inward. You will begin to see your own reflection under this celestial glow, the parts of you that love to appear strong, centered, unbothered, the parts that want to be admired for being wise, for being different. But as the moon brightens, those masks will start to tremble. You'll notice moments of defensiveness, the impulse to explain or prove your growth. That's the mirror working. That's your ego begging to survive. Breathe when that happens. The moment you stop performing, you begin transforming. The moon doesn't lie, it only reflects. And right now, it reflects not who you pretend to be, but who you still have the courage to become. This alignment is asking one question of everyone who calls themselves awakened. Do your words match your vibration? If not, it will feel as though the universe itself is whispering, stop talking, start embodying. You cannot fake resonance. You cannot post your way into enlightenment. You can only live it, breathe it, and let it rewrite you from the inside out. And when that happens, when your energy becomes the message, not your mouth, the divine will no longer need to test you. It will trust you. You've passed through the mirror, and now the light begins to reveal the subtle prison built from your own striving. The most deceptive illusion under this Moon-Venus alignment is not arrogance or pretense. It's the addiction to improvement, the obsession with evolution, the quiet belief that you must constantly upgrade your spirit, ascend, transcend, glow, rise, and perfect yourself until even your humanity disappears. That is how the ego survives in holy disguise. It learns to wear light like armor. It hides behind progress so it never has to face peace. This is the hidden side of spiritual ambition. Under the radiant eye of Venus and the reflective heart of the moon, you will feel it clearly, the pull to be seen as enlightened, the craving to prove that you have evolved beyond your former self. You will hear it in conversations about vibrations rising, old selves shedding, timelines collapsing. You will see it in the endless declarations of transformation. Every day, a new rebirth. Every week, another ascension. But the truth beneath all that motion is stillness disguised as growth. The soul is not climbing a ladder, it is remembering eternity. Venus whispers that beauty lies in motion, that you must keep blooming, glowing, showing your petals to the world. The moon whispers otherwise. It says, even flowers rest underground. Not every silence is stagnation, not every stillness is regression. There are seasons of growth that happen unseen, where your light goes inward to heal the roots. But the collective has forgotten this sacred rhythm. We have turned awakening into performance and evolution into entertainment. You'll notice it around you. The endless proclamations of rebirth. I've ascended past this. I'm entering a new dimension. I'm no longer aligned with those energies. These phrases sound divine, yet they often carry the quiet echo of superiority. The self has learned how to spiritualize separation, and under this celestial conjunction, that performance begins to crack. Because the moon does not flatter, it reveals. It shows where you've confused transcendence with avoidance and presence with perfection. Real transformation is not a constant peak. It is a rhythm of expansion and contraction, revelation and integration. You inhale light, then you must exhale shadow. The Moon-Venus current exposes where you've only inhaled, refusing to release. That's why some of you feel exhausted even while ascending. You're trying to hold your breath in heaven, but the divine asks for exhale. It asks for honesty, for rest. Many have fallen into the trap of spiritual competition, who meditates deeper, who manifests faster, who speaks with more cosmic eloquence. It's the same old ego dressed in celestial silk. This conjunction burns through that theater. It reminds you that enlightenment isn't a race, it's a return. The ones who seem silent, who aren't rushing to announce their growth, may be the ones carrying the heaviest downloads of all. Because true ascension doesn't need advertisement, it needs embodiment. You'll feel the energy testing you here. Do you seek to look radiant or to be radiant? The first feeds the image, the second feeds the soul. Venus can turn awareness into a mirror too polished to touch, while the moon fogs that mirror with breath, forcing you to see the humanity underneath. This is the sacred correction of the alignment. It humbles what was trying to impress, it slows what was trying to sprint. If you find yourself restless, wanting to share your revelations, pause. Let them mature inside you first. Not every insight must be spoken. Not every awakening must be displayed. The wisdom that changes the world is often whispered in private before it ever echoes in public. Remember this: God doesn't post, God manifests. The addiction to enlightenment dissolves when you realize there was nothing missing in the first place. You're not climbing toward the divine. You're remembering that you were divine before you began. The 144,000 are not ascending away from earth. They are descending into embodiment, carrying heaven into human form. That's what makes them chosen, not their glow, but their grounding. So if you feel stillness, if you feel like nothing is happening, rejoice. You're finally in the phase where spirit integrates into matter, where your wings become roots and your radiance becomes real. The Moon-Venus light isn't asking you to rise higher, it's asking you to go deeper, into honesty, into humility, into being. Because the truth is, ascension was never meant to lift you out of your humanity. It was meant to awaken divinity through it. You are not here to escape the human experience. You are here to sanctify it. The most luminous souls are not the ones hovering above life, but the ones standing barefoot in it, loving through the mess, blessing through the confusion, and still saying yes. You've reached the final phase of this alignment, the most deceptive, the most sacred. The moon and Venus now stand face to face, turning the sky into a vast hall of mirrors. Every reflection glows, every voice feels divine, every desire seems fated. But not all that shines is sacred. Some lights are illusions built from longing. Some callings are wounds whispering in holy language. Venus governs attraction, what you crave, what you chase, what you show. The moon governs emotion, what you feel, what you hide, what you fear. Together, they weave beauty and emotion into a mirror so perfect you could mistake your reflection for destiny. You may believe you're being guided when you're only being tempted. You may confuse intuition with insecurity or love with validation. That is the danger of this alignment. It makes craving feel like calling. Spiritual narcissism feeds on this confusion. It dresses ego in enlightenment, pain in poetry. It says, I'm not lonely, I'm vibrating higher. It says, they can't handle my light, instead of admitting, I still want to be loved. The language sounds divine, but the roots are fear. And the Moon-Venus mirror is revealing it all. It isn't punishing, it's purifying. It's asking you to stop romanticizing your wounds and start listening to them. Ask yourself, is this desire coming from love or from fear of being unseen? When you can answer that honestly, the illusion breaks. The false light fades. What remains is truth, the steady, quiet pulse of your soul. Real desire moves like water, not fire. It doesn't demand, it flows. It invites, it nurtures, it expands. The ego shouts, the soul whispers. That's how you know the difference. And so, the conjunction brings its greatest teaching. Attention is not love. Love doesn't need applause. It doesn't perform. It simply is. The world is mistaken being noticed for being worthy. We post, we glow. We pretend peace while quietly starving for validation. But the moon's reflection exposes the hunger beneath the performance. It whispers, be still. You are already seen by the one who sent you. This is the moment when masks begin to melt. The captions about humility, the curated stillness, the spiritual theater, all of it dissolves under lunar truth. You'll see people who preach detachment suddenly shaken by silence. You'll feel it in yourself. That sting when the world doesn't applaud your growth. That discomfort is not failure, it's freedom arriving. True humility doesn't need witnesses. The light of the 144,000 never begs to be seen. It simply shines to guide others home. And as the last glow of the conjunction fades, something deeper awakens. The moon and Venus were never here to turn you into an untouchable being of light. They came to return you to your humanity. The chosen are not divine because they're flawless. They're divine because they keep loving even when they're broken. The holy ones are not those who never fall. They are the ones who rise again, carrying their cracks as evidence of grace. The 144,000 are not escaping earth. They are sanctifying it, breathing heaven into skin, turning tears into sacred water. Enlightenment isn't escape, it's intimacy, to feel, to forgive, to remain open even after being hurt. That is divine mastery. The universe never asked you to be perfect, only to be present. So let the illusion die, let the applause end. You don't need to glow for approval anymore. You don't need to prove you're awakened. The divine already recognizes your frequency. When you are real, the cosmos responds. That is the language of power, not performance, but presence. You are not leaving the spiritual realm. You are bringing it here. Every act of honesty becomes a prayer. Every time you choose compassion over control, truth over image, faith over fear, heaven expands through you. You are the bridge between dimensions, the proof that light and flesh can coexist. So breathe, chosen one. The alignment is ending, but your awakening is not. You've seen your shadows, faced your illusions, and walked home to your heart. You no longer chase the glow, you carry it. The moon whispers, "Be whole." Venus sighs, "Be love." And the universe answers, "It is done." You are the light, you are the lesson, you are the confirmation, and when the world looks for perfection, may it find you, perfectly human, eternally divine.